And hello, everyone. Anyway, how I started liking the UFO alien topic. Well, I suppose it probably started when my sister and I had got abducted, even though that wasn't, I wouldn't say the best experience, but at the same time, I suppose it started a little bit of an interest. But when I really got interested was back in 1989. 21, yeah, I just turned 21. I think it was in November of 1989. And I was in Bolivia um, with my husband at that time. Um, that was 2 months in Bolivia was really that I that was a wonderful experience though. The time I was a little yeah, but I would not take that back. But his parents were into Rama. I'm not even sure if they have that these days, but it's sort of like a alien contact thing. And they were friends with this the I don't want to call him the leader, but the guy of the group, the main guy, young guy. And supposedly he had actual physical contact with aliens. Now, of course, I never saw them. I did meet the guy, but I never saw them. But could it be possible? I'm not going to say it wasn't because I feel like I have had contact before, even though it has been more in the nighttime when I can't really 100% remember it. So, um, but that's when I first started. We went up into the mountains and stuff, and that's when I first started seeing I would say starships, and they were like flashing like beams on a headlight in a car. Exactly when they were overhead with us. Exactly when had asked them, Um, and I think to what people say when you're outside, what makes you think when you see something doing that, how can you know that's for you? Well, because I do believe that we can have telepathic communication. I do believe that a lot of us are star seeds. And we have, I don't want to say our people because everyone really belongs to, but we have our family, some people that we know up there. And they are some of the ones that are flashing the lights and everything at us. So, um, that's what I think when they do that at me, that they're some of the people I knew from other planets. I know I sound a little woo woo out there, but I have had a couple of they were not dreams. I woke up, and when I say woke up, I mean I was awake. I woke up, and I still had my eyes closed, but I was awake, and I heard like a sound, almost like a. It's kind of a hard. It's sort of like when you sort of hear something from the silence, and it was in the outside of the of Earth. It was like in the sky of space, and I saw a great big, if you want to call it starship, let's call it starship because I don't know what else to call it. Spaceship, starship. It was gigantic. It looked like it would not be able to go to the Earth. It actually looked like it was bigger than the Earth. Now, maybe that's just the way it looked. It was a purplish, jellyfish looking starship. And I know people think jellyfish looking, but that's what it looked like. Almost even lower, almost see through ish too, but not really. But kind of, I mean, sort of like that type, but that purplish pink. And out of that came these pods. And one of the pods came right over the house I was in, and it was like, I don't know if they had the technology where they can do that, or if it was because it was other dimensional, but it's almost like it went right, could go right through the house, and the pod was as big as a house. And it had several stories in it, like 3 or 4 stories, and I saw people in there. And when I mean people, I don't mean just like beings, I mean people. They look like people to me anyway. And one of the rooms, through the windows, I saw um, like where they were doing some kind of maybe experiments or something. And I didn't necessarily feel if they were necessarily bad or anything. And that sort of lasted a few minutes and then just sort of went away. It's like they were showing themselves to me. Um, and then another time, it was like an out of body type of thing. Like I was out of my body, I was in the yard, and a spaceship, like beamed me up. As I came aboard, I was scared a little bit because I was like, oh my God. And there were 2 young women. They did almost have like the outfits you would see, like if you were looking on one of those TV shows, like Star Trek or something. You have to wonder, some of those TV shows don't know, people who wrote them or produced them don't know a few things, and maybe that's why they look like that. And they were the like the flight and control thing, and um, their ship didn't know they were beaming me aboard. It was just them 2 who decided to. One was a light black skinned woman, and the other one was a white skin. The one with white, that was white, had red hair, but they both had like almost cat ears, and they were leering. And they said that their spaceship, if you want to call it, was sort of like a moving planet, so to speak. And that a lot of people, and this is what they told me, a lot of people who were on this ship didn't even know they were on a ship in space. They thought they were on their planet, but that they had sort of moved them there because their planet wasn't, I don't know, something I guess happened to their planet. And they showed me throughout their sort of hiding me, but they looked just a lot of times just like us. I mean, they were people. They might have had a few different features that were different, but they were like us, more or less. And they didn't want me to. They never did show me to their like leaders or whatever, like. But they even had a part where it was like outside, where it looked like they were outside. So that it was just weird. But the funny thing is, and then you hear a few stories about, and this is before I heard any of these stories, so I didn't get it from anything, and it wasn't a dream. Um, you hear these things where there is like that planet that comes like a planet that sort of moves and comes, but it's every once few thousand or whatever years it does that. I have a feeling that might have been who they were, but I don't really know. Um, they seemed, for the most part, friendly, um, benevolent. They were just curious about me, and so they took me aboard. They did introduce me to a few people, but they not very many. They didn't really, because a lot of people, like I said, did not know about that kind of thing. So, and yeah, I just wanted to say a few of my so-called experiences. I saw a show earlier that had to do with Men in Black, and I was just, and although the experience I'm about to tell you now, it didn't actually, I don't think it was a Men in Black, but, and I'm not sure if I actually said this already on one of my videos. I don't think I did. I think I wanted to at one time, but um, one time when I was sort of in that in between space, not dreaming, sleeping, but not in the physical 3D, but sort of in that astral space that we get in. But I still had the windows and everything in the right place, and I remember that it was, I closed the blinds because I saw that there was something out there somewhere, like in the backyard, and there was a black van, nondescript black van in the backyard, and there was a man. He had glasses on, and he was in black, and of course very, secret government military-ish type look to it. And he said, when I and he it's like it's not like he really said it, but like he did say it, but it's not like he said it with his mouth open. Just when I heard it, do that again and I'll kill you. And I remember thinking, because I'm sure they do have technologies where they can do that thing. What are they doing out here? Why are they spying on me? And I still wonder why that lady, every once in a while, calls me Lisa. I just wonder things. I mean, I I know people wonder what is she talking about, but I did actually have a video on that. Just very strange stuff. But anyway, so I wish you a wonderfully happy Thursday, and yeah, over and out.